Everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to use Google Drive. Google Drive is a cloud service. If you are not entirely sure what that means, it's basically somewhere that you can put files. It's stored on the internet, and therefore by logging into it you can access those files anywhere you have an internet connection. So rather than save files directly to your computer, you can save them to Google Drive, and then you can access them or share them with people who do not have access to your physical computer. So I think a lot of people don't realize that if you have a Gmail account, you actually already have a Google Drive account. You just perhaps have not used it for anything yet. So if you don't already have a Gmail account, which is actually a Google account, you can create a new one. You can do it for a business or for yourself. I'm going to enter in a Google account I made for the library for various different tutorials like this one. So when you log in, your drive is going to look something like this with more or less files in it. I think one thing to note is that the easiest way to add things to it is to simply drag the edge of your window. You can do this on a Mac like I'm on, or you can do it on a PC. If you just go to kind of the border of the window that you're on, you can click and drag it to make it wider or smaller. So if I want to take a screenshot of a poem and add it, you'll be able to see this blue box comes up with the green plus, and that just means that you can add it to the drive. If you want to put it in a specific folder that you've already set up, you can put it there. So that is one way to add files. You can also hit this new button up here, and that will allow you to either upload a file, a folder, or you can create a new folder that you can store other files in, like so. So then I can simply drag files around. Where's another one? Here's another one. So by clicking and dragging, you can make a lot out of this this drive. So another thing to point out is that anytime somebody shares something with you via their Google Drive, so let's say you remember you got somebody from work shared something with you, and it was a bunch of months ago, and you can't find the link anymore, and you can't find the email, and you're not quite sure if they still have it or not. If you go to this Shared With Me button, anything that somebody has shared with you over a period of time, you will be able to look at. And if you want to share something with somebody, so let's say I want to share this this slideshow, you just right-click it. So a left click will select it, and a right click will bring up these extra options. And there are two ways that you can share something. You can either select share, this little person icon button, and put in email addresses directly, or you can get a link for it, so that say you want to link it through a website or a blog post or something like that. One really important thing to note: if you want whoever you're sharing this document or file with to be able to edit the document or file, you need to change this little setting here, this sharing setting. The default is always set to view, and I believe that is so that you're not accidentally giving the editing rights away to a document that might be very important. So if you click here, you have a number of options. This is just about everything. So anyone can view, you could say can comment or can edit. You can make it available to anyone on the internet. You can make it available to anyone with the link, etc., etc. So the biggest thing that happens a lot, I think, is you go to share a link with somebody, but they don't have the ability to actually view the file because you haven't designated them a specific person to view it, or you haven't changed this little setting so anyone with the link can access. And again, if you're looking for that, it's anyone with the link can view, and go to more, and then you'll want to change these varying levels of searchability. Now, you'll notice you only have 15 gigabytes of storage. I think for most people's personal uses, that's plenty, especially if you end up deleting things as you go that you don't need anymore. But one thing to note is that photos take up a lot of space. So if you are trying to store photos on here, or just trying to store a lot of data, you might end up wanting to buy some storage. And these are the pricing options. This is recommended because I think most people, it would be pretty unlikely you would ever need more than 100 gigabytes, and that's $20 a year. But there are these other options for people who may be making films, or lots of photographers, or any number of other things. So the last really quick thing I want to mention is that you can actually use, from Google Drive, you can create a new doc, a new sheet, or a new slide. These are basically Google's versions of Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint. They look very similar, and they are free with your Google account. You do not have to pay for these. So a lot of people, will make a Google Doc, and one of the benefits is that you can have a lot of people edit it at one time, so you don't have to send a copy of a document back and forth via email with each person kind of changing it a number of times. All of those things get saved on this one document. And again, you can access that from your drive right here. And then it will show up. So if I name this something, I'll be quite literal about that. Hello, this is how you make a Google Doc. It will show up in alphabetical order. There it is, something. So if you have other Google Doc related questions or Google Drive related questions, you can always reach out to me at the library. My name is Eric, and my email is ecaswell, that's CASWELL, at mysticknowinglibrary.org. And I'm always available for appointments if you want to practice using some of these new distance learning technologies that we're now making use of in the times of COVID. So with that, good luck using what I hope is a really useful new tool that's already attached to the Gmail account you have and maybe just didn't know. Okay, good luck.